Are you thinking much about the intersection of AI and Bitcoin?
I mean, I don't think that we're really at the point where, AI agents are going to be holding and using Bitcoin. I mean, over a long period of time, that may be inevitable. From a day-to-day perspective, most of what I'm seeing AI being used at is sort of development-driven tooling and improvements and stuff. So it can be helpful from a productivity standpoint. Sometimes from a security standpoint, it can find bugs that other developers may miss in peer review. But I think there is a lot of hype right now that somehow like AI plus blockchain equals astounding new innovations. I haven't really seen anything along that line that has blown my mind, but I do think that AI will improve productivity really across the board with pretty much every industry.
AI is definitely big. In San Francisco right now, we had a pretty cool hackathon where we did kind of Bitcoin AI themed, and there was some cool projects being built, especially with vibe coding coming out, making it much easier to prototype.
Well, as a security professional, vibe coding is very scary to me.
Yes. You can do it in like fun ways, but I would say yes, it's still like prototype level probably. So you write a lot. I need to know, do you have a secret with writer's block? Do you ever face it? What are your tips and tricks?
Yeah, well, I don't use AI to write. I'd probably be a lot faster and more productive. For me, though, it's just I pick away at things. So while some people may think that I write a lot, I generally only publish one long form post per month. But the way that I do that is that at any given time, I probably have several dozen drafts. And I don't just sit down and write one long-term thing. Many of these have been in draft mode for half a year or even several years. And it's really just whenever something strikes my mind or piques my interest, then I make sure I go write it down. I actually find, like, as a sort of life pro tip, like whenever you have an interesting idea, especially for me, a lot of my interesting ideas happen like right as I'm about to go to sleep. But one of the most important things that you can do is write down that idea as soon as you think about it, because otherwise your mind is eventually going to drift onto other things. You may forget about it. You may come back around to it in days, weeks, months, or whatever. But having a list of these ideas, and for me, a lot of that is just my drafts, my long form blog post drafts that I can keep coming back to, keep iterating upon. And then eventually, if I get some idea fleshed out to the point where I think it's like ready for public presentation, then I just put it out there.
Definitely takes discipline to even post one post a month. So I respect that. In terms of new like ideas that you say that you kind of like piqued your interest, have there been any books or articles that you have read recently that have maybe blew your mind that you want to share?
Ooh, well, if we're talking about the AI stuff, there was this website post that came out recently. I think it was called like 2027 or something. It was just like a year. And it basically detailed how we could get into sort of runaway AI acceleration. And this made me think more about how, while as a paranoid security guy, I do think about a lot of edge cases. I'm like a prepper in many different ways. I'm not so much worried about Terminator, Skynet level AGI destroying all of humanity. While that's always a possibility, what I'm actually more worried about at a very, very high level is the fact that humans are fairly adaptable creatures, but we can only adapt so quickly to things. And I think there's a lot of arguments you can make where technology is accelerating at a pace that it's actually become very difficult for us to adapt to various societal changes that happen as a result of the impact of technology. And so what I really worry about is that AI and then AI essentially training itself and becoming faster and faster and more effective at accelerating whatever it can do, that will just have trickle down effects to all of the rest of technology, innovation, society, and that we eventually we just might get to the point where we create some tool or some set of things that are so powerful that we are not able to create the defensive countermeasures to them fast enough, and that can ultimately be like massively destructive to humanity.